Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Forza Horizon 4 launched on Steam a little over a month ago and it broke records. A lot of people are playing the game for the first time, so I wanted to do a video showing you 5 car recommendations, but with a twist. Instead of focusing on the best cars in the game, I want to focus on cars that are extremely quick, but almost nobody uses. For this one I'm gonna focus on S1 class cars only, but if enough people like the video, I'll cover other classes as well. The tune setups and share codes for each of the cars in this video will be in the description down below. The first one on this list is the Alfa Romeo 155 Q4. This is a fairly recent car, it came out in one of the last updates, so if you don't have it yet, there are 2 ways you can get it. You can either try to find it in the auction house, probably for a huge markup, or you can wait a bit longer cause I'm sure Playground Games is gonna cycle this car back soon. They did it already not long ago, and there's a chance they'll do it again, so I'd recommend you wait. This car is one of the fastest S1 class cars, but there's a caveat. It can be very tricky to drive. In high-speed sections you won't feel it's hard to drive because it's stable. It's when you slow down to take low to medium speed corners that you'll understand why I'm saying this. The physics in this game have a very specific quirk that you only find in certain cars. In general, you can tell when your car is about to oversteer, and it usually gives you enough time to react and counter it. This one has what I call snap oversteer. It's when you're taking corners just fine and then suddenly the car snaps and oversteers, and it's gonna throw you off pretty bad, especially when you're driving it for the first time. However, if you manage to keep this aspect of this car under control, it's almost unbeatable in certain sprint and street races. The tune I'm using here is dry only, so avoid taking it to the rain unless you love spending a lot of time sliding and going off the track, but you do you. The Dodge Charger Daytona Hemi used to be one of my favorite cars in Forza Horizon 3, and it was a beast in B-Class. But since Forza Horizon 4 have some tweaks to the way physics work, it's not a strong car anymore. At least not in B-Class, but in S1 class it's very quick. You would expect a muscle car of this size to be heavy, but with the tune setup I'm running here, it's actually very light and nimble, which makes it a good choice for circuit races. It's also one of the easiest cars to drive on this list. On a straight line, it reaches the upper bounds of what's possible in S1 class, so it's a good choice for street and sprint races as well. Usually quick cars in S1 class reach anywhere from 300 to 340 km per hour, with the upper bounds starting at 320 km per hour. Anything that reaches 320 km per hour or more is considered very quick for this class. The Ford GT4 is one of those cars you hate to see online. You know you're up against a skilled player whenever you see someone in the lobby using it. This one is tuned for snow and it's very fast, but if you want to, you can take it on the dry as well. It's just as fast, but in snow races is where you take the most out of it. It's easy to drive as long as you don't abuse it around certain corners. It's not as bad as the Alfa Romeo can get because it doesn't have the nasty snap oversteer, but you want to be careful with it. The Mercedes-Benz 190 used to be one of the meta cars back when the game came out, and you used to see it a lot more often in online lobbies. Not so much so these days, but that doesn't mean the car isn't good anymore. There are better cars now, of course, but it's still one of the fastest cars in S1 class. However, this one can be a pain to drive because it understeers a lot and it seems to take forever to go around certain corners, so you have to brake a lot earlier than most other cars so that you have a faster exit. On a straight line though, it's almost unmatched. For that reason, it's awesome in some street and sprint races, but I would never take it on circuit races. As a rule of thumb, for sprint and street races, you want to favor speed and grip. For circuit races, it's better to go with acceleration and grip. The last one on this list is the Nissan Sentra Nismo. This one used to be a meme car back in the day because people said this is a dad's car, and I guess this has to do with how you wouldn't expect a car like this to be competitive in a racing game, but it is. And generally speaking, this is the best all-around car on this list by a large margin. It's quick, has a lot of grip, and it's the easiest one to drive. It also reached the upper bounds of speed that S1 class cars can reach, which makes it a very good choice for both circuit and also sprint and street races. Also, if you want to download this cool Kirby livery my wife did, you can find it in my storefront in the game. Just look up Jidensho Toko and you'll be able to find this one and a ton of other ones she did. And that's it. All of the tune setups I'm running on these cars are the actual tune setups I use for online racing, so hopefully they help. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll talk to you on the next one. Bye.